What's up, everybody? I'm Tim from Timber Ridge Gifts. This video is going to be all about air fresheners. We're going to put away the candle wax and talk about totally different products that we can make to offer to our customers. Because like it or not, some people don't always want to buy candles. Whether they just don't like candles to begin with, perhaps they're allergic, perhaps they live in a place that doesn't allow them to burn candles, or we're talking about an application where a candle is not appropriate, like an air freshener for your car. So I'm going to show you some really awesome ideas using products and supplies that we're already familiar with working with. I want to give a quick shout out to Bitter Creek Candle Supply for providing all the supplies you're going to see in today's video. Everything you see in this video can be purchased from their website. I'll leave a link in the video description. So let's check out our first air freshener product. Okay, so first it's just going to be a simple air freshener, just like that. You can buy the blanks from Bitter Creek. They have tons of different designs. Pretty much anything you could want. Now we can decorate it several different ways. You can use soap dye diluted with water in a spray bottle. You can just use that mixture, just paint it on. You can use diluted food coloring or poster paint. This really comes down to your artistic ability. As you can see, I don't have much. I basically just went with the plain white or the plain colored design. It's real simple to do. We're just going to take our mixture and you would just that's really all there is to it. Once we've got that done, we're just going to take our fragrance oil. You can brush it on or you can use a pipette. I'm just going to drizzle it on. Let that dry. And we've got an instant air freshener. That's really as easy as it gets. Now obviously if you were a more artistic person, you could paint this up, possibly monogram it, make it look a lot fancier than what I'm able to do. But still, it's a sellable product, so let's talk numbers on it. So total supply investment in just what I've got here is about 50 cents. Now obviously that's not going to sell for much. It's not pretty enough to compete with some of the others online, but if I were to take that to a craft fair or something and sell it as a side item, I could still probably get 60, 75 cents out of it. However, if I were to have some type of artistic ability, I've seen some of these on Etsy that are beautifully decorated monogram go for $6, $7 a piece. So a 50-cent investment plus your artistic ability, you're looking at a great return here. And they're very simple and easy to make. You don't need any advanced supplies, just a little bit of time, a little bit of your ability. You can put out a great product with these. Let's check out the next thing. All right, next up is going to be Aroma Beads. These are an awesome product. These are made of a super absorbent material that can hold up to a 30% fragrance load. So these are going to make super strong air fresheners. These are real simple to make as well. So we're just going to take the plain beads. Just going to add them to our container. Now we can add our dye and fragrance oil. So we're going to go ahead and mix our dye and our fragrance oil together. Okay, now we're just going to add this to our aroma beads. Going to mix it up real good. Alright, let's go cap that off. It's going to take about 2-3 days for this to completely soak up. We're just going to shake it up every now and then. Make sure it's getting all good and mixed up. And the end result is going to be these. Completely dry, soaked up all the fragrance oil. Like I said, it's holding a 30% fragrance load. So these are incredibly strong. Now from here, we can just add them to our containers. You can add these to jars, cloth bags, organza bags. We're going to do the jar here. Okay, so we've got our 8-ounce jar filled. Now we're just going to add just a vented daisy lid. There we go. Now we've got a super strong air freshener that's perfect for a car, closet, anywhere where you wouldn't want to put a candle. Of course, you can definitely step up your game and decorate that a lot more than I have. So let's talk numbers on this. Total investment, supplies in this, it's about $4.50. That's counting the aroma beads, the fragrance, the jar, the vented lid. So right now as it sits, we're at about $4.50. Something similar, if we added a little bit more decoration to it, made it a little bit more appealing to the buyer, something similar on Etsy is going to go for around $8. So $4.50 investment, something you can sell for $8. Definitely a good product and a good investment of your time. Definitely something you can see on your shelves. Alright, and next up is something that Bitter Creek calls their ornies, which I'm guessing is kind of a cutesy way of saying ornament. These are super simple to make. All we're going to do is take the aroma beads we made from our last project. We're going to take a cookie cutter. Bitter Creek sells a ton of these, pretty much any shape you could want. You can find on their website. And all we're going to do is fill it up. We're going to put this on a cookie sheet. We're going to fill it up about between 1/4 and 1/2 inch. Make sure it's all nice and even and flat. Now we're just going to put this in an oven that's been preheated to 350. It usually takes between 3 and 5 minutes. You got to make sure you watch it to make sure it's not burning or overheating. But basically all these aroma beads are going to fuse together, and it's going to fill the shape of the cookie cutter that you're using. You're going to have an awesome air freshener. So when you're done, you're going to have something like that. You can punch a hole and put a string through that, hang that from your rearview mirror. You've got an awesome air freshener. So the numbers on these are going to vary just a little, depending on the size and type of the cookie cutter that you use. But roughly total investment and supplies to make that's $2.50 to $3. Depending on how you decorate it and what actual shape you use, you can actually do these several different colors. So if you wanted to make like a rainbow type design, it would be very easy to do. So total numbers on that, $2.50 to $3 to make. A well decorated one you'll see on Etsy anywhere from $6 to $8. So another great return, pretty much doubling your investment for very little work. Alright, let's check out the next one. Alright, so for our next air freshener, we're going to be using crushed corn cob. Not only is this super easy to work with, you can end up with great products, but it's very inexpensive. This 12-pound box was only $7.95. Let's go and show you just how easy it is to mix. Alright, so we're going to take 8 ounces of the corn cob. We're going to add a 1/4 ounce to 1/2 ounce of our favorite fragrance oil. Just going to mix that together. Alright, once we've got it mixed up real good, we're going to put this in another container, cover it, let it sit for about 2 or 3 days. Give that corn cob time to soak up all the fragrance oil. Now we can go ahead and add it to our products. So to package these, we're going to go with a more rustic look. We're going to use the cloth bags available through Bitter Creek. Now you're basically just going to fill the bag. Alright, so we've got our bag filled. We're going to go and tie off the top. Each bag is going to hold about 1 ounce of fragranced corn cob. And there we go, and it's ready to sell. Now we can decorate this a lot better than I have. These can be monogrammed. You can pretty much decorate it any way you want to. You can sew little patches on it, sew some type of design. Pretty much your creativity is the limit. These would be great as a car air freshener, in a drawer, in a closet, anywhere where a candle's not appropriate. Okay, so the numbers on these don't have the huge return that a lot of the other ones do, but it's still pretty good. So total investment in that, it's about $1.86. If you were to step up your decorating game just a little bit, you could easily sell this for $2.50, $3. Still a great return though, considering how incredibly easy these were to make. We basically just dumped a couple things in a pot, stirred it together, waited 2 days, put it in a bag. Can't get much easier than that. Alright, let's check out our next air freshener. Next up is a good old incense stick. Something you've probably seen 100 times, but never realized just how simple they were to make. Well, I'm going to show you how. So all we're going to need is the incense blanks, which you can buy from Bitter Creek, incense solvent, whatever fragrance oil you choose to use, and just some type of container that you can let them soak in. Okay, so to mix these, we're just going to mix our fragrance oil and our incense solvent. The mixture on this is going to go by parts. So for this 9-ounce container, we're going to do 2 parts solvent, 1 part fragrance oil. So it's going to be 3 ounces of fragrance oil, 6 ounces of the solvent. So let's go ahead and mix that together. So we've got our solvent and our fragrance oil mixed together. Now we're just going to add our incense sticks. Just spread them out on a drying rack so they can dry. And that's it. Once they're completely dry, they're ready to package and sell. And there we go. Literally all there is to it. Could not be any easier. So let's talk the numbers on these. Now the numbers are going to vary just a little bit depending on how you do your mixture. But roughly you can do 500 incense sticks for about $20. Most places you'll see them for sale in bundles of 100. Those bundles go for anywhere from $7 to $8. So if we were to figure our profit margin on that 100, to make that 100 was 20, we turn around and sell it for 35. So we've almost doubled our investment for very little work. Took about a day for these to completely mix and dry, but after that they're ready to package and sell, and we've doubled our money. Couldn't be much easier. Alright, and next up is our potpourri. Again, this is probably about as simple as it gets. We're just going to take our dry potpourri, then we're just going to add our fragrance oil. Now there's really no hard measurement on this. Generally you're going to want to keep it around 1/4 to 1/2 ounce per pound of potpourri, but that can fluctuate quite a bit. You don't want to oversaturate it to where it's going to leak and be greasy, but if you want to step it up and it's going to hold it, feel free. Now we're just going to shake this up. Alright, once we've got it all mixed up, we're going to give it about a day till completely dry, and it's ready to package. Alright, so now that it's completely dried, we're going to go and package it. Bitter Creek sells these awesome potpourri window bags. So all we're going to do is just fill our bag. Alright, now all we have to do is just add a nice label to it. We're ready to put this on our shelves and sell it. So total investment in what we got right here, depending on what kind of potpourri you buy, can fluctuate just a little bit. But roughly we've got about $2 invested in supplies in this bag. With a nice label, marketed properly, this can sell anywhere from $5 to $10, depending on how you label it and how you market it. So again, super easy to make, and a great return on something that took very little effort. All right, let's move on to our next one. Next up is going to be room spray. A lot of people use this as a room freshener. It's really popular as a pillow and linen spray. Now, of all the ones I've showed you, this one's probably going to be the easiest that's going to bring you the best return. Super simple to make. Basically, all we're going to do is take our whatever fragrance oil we're going to use. Then we're going to take our room spray base. It's actually a cyclomethicone dry oil spray. All we're going to do is just mix this with our fragrance oil. The ratio for room spray can be anywhere from 1 part fragrance oil to 6 parts dry oil spray, all the way up to 1 part to 3 parts. So we're going to go and mix it 1 to 3 just so it's a lot stronger. And so we got it all mixed together. We're going to go and stir it up. Now it's ready to go. There's no wait time on this. Once it's mixed, it's ready to pour. So all we're going to do is just add it to our spray bottles. Bitter Creek has a great selection. They've got 4 or 5 different colors and sizes of these spray bottles. Now from here, all we do is just fill the bottle. Go ahead and cap it off with the spray lid. And that's really all there is to it. Now we can go and add a label, make it much more appealing. This is ready to sell. So total investment is going to vary just a little bit depending on what kind of fragrance oil you use. But roughly what I've got in my hand costs us about $2.50 to make. Now depending on the fragrance oil that we use and how we label it, market it, we can expect to see anywhere from $8 to $12 to $15 on these. The baseline for this 4 ounce size on Etsy is about $8. Cost us $2.50 to make. So for very little effort, most of our work's going to come in labeling, but to actually make it incredibly easy and a huge return. Definitely something you should look into. All right, let's check out our next. All right, next up is reed diffusers. Now these are becoming more and more popular, both because of their ease and because of the aesthetic value of them. For some place that couldn't have candles, this would be a great option because it just looks good sitting on the shelf and it works great. To mix these, again, super simple. You're going to need your reed diffuser base, whatever fragrance oil you're going to use, whatever container you're going to use, and your reed diffuser sticks. Bitter Creek sells several different kinds. They've got the plain wood ones, and they've also got their flex wands, which can be bent into decorative shapes to make the diffuser even that much more appealing. So let's go ahead and check out how to make these. So all we're going to do is mix our diffuser base with our fragrance oil. Now the mixture can vary just a little bit depending on the strength of the diffuser base that you want to make, but this can actually hold up to 40%. So let's say we're making 10 ounces of diffuser base. It's going to be 6 ounces of the base oil and 4 ounces of your fragrance oil, giving yourself a 40% fragrance load. So let's go ahead and mix that up, put this together, see how it looks. Alright, so we've got it all mixed up. Now we can just add our diffuser sticks. Looks great just like that, but we can also add a few flex wands. There you go, and our finished product's going to look something like that. So in addition to making and selling the diffuser sets, you can also sell refills. So you could sell this one set and have 2 or 3 different scents to go along with it, packaged in their own separate bottle. So let's talk numbers on this. So what I've got sitting here cost about $4.50 to make. Super easy, took very little effort. So our real selling point is going to come in our labeling and our marketing. Now if I were to sell this on my site, packaged moderately, I could expect anywhere from $15 to $20 per set. So $4.50 to make it, at least $15 to sell it. Amazing return. Now if I wanted to really step up my game, do a little door-to-door, really step up my marketing and my packaging, at the higher end boutiques, these can go anywhere from $50 to $60. So obviously stepping up your packaging is going to increase your price a little bit, but let's say you spent $15 to make it. Selling it to a high-end boutique for $60, $65, amazing return. I wish I could do that all day. But again, just another idea of air freshener products that you can make with the supplies from Bitter Creek. Super easy, easy to sell, easy to make. Definitely worth looking into. So let's check out our last one. And last but not least, it's probably one of their most fun products. It's officially called water crystals, but they sell it under the name Smelly Jellies. Basically just super absorbent crystals. All we're going to do is add them to water and our fragrance oil. So all we're going to do to mix it up for this 8-ounce container, we're going to take our 6 ounces of distilled water, 2 tablespoons of fragrance oil, and 1 tablespoon of our Smelly Jelly water crystals. And just for fun, we're going to add a couple drops of soap dye to it as well. Mix this all up. Just let it sit for about an hour, give it a chance to soak all that up, and our end result is going to look like this. We went from the hard little water crystal to little squishy pieces of jelly. It's got a great fragrance load to it and scent throw. To use that, we're just going to put a vented daisy lid on it. We can decorate this a little bit. That's going to be great for your home or office, for your car, anywhere where you wouldn't or couldn't use a candle. This stuff is going to work great. Not to mention, it's just a fun, easy product. Definitely something you could do with your kids and have a lot of fun. And in addition to being a super easy and fun project, it's actually a sellable product. So counting the jar, the lid, the fragrance oil, the water crystals, total investment here, it's about $1.85. Check on Etsy, you can see these for sale. Decorated a little bit better than mine, of course, but these are going to sell from anywhere from $7 to $10. So again, super easy to make, super inexpensive to make, a sellable product with a great return. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Definitely a good way to break up the monotony of candle making. Maybe use up some supplies that you don't intend to make candles out of. Great ideas for some new products for your shelves. And if nothing else, just some really fun DIY that you can do at home with your kids. So you guys make sure you head to Bitter Creek Candle Supply, check out their air freshener supply section. If you place an order, just tell them you saw them on Timber Ridge Gifts. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching.